Could all of this be true? Hello, fellow followers, and welcome to FanZcene. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and hit that bell for notifications. If you are so inclined, I would appreciate it. If not, that's cool too. And today I have for you some leaks from Reddit from an unverified source calling themselves Lucasfilm Insiders. I know what you're thinking, leaks from Reddit, unverified source. None of this can possibly be true whatsoever. Normally, with a lot of the stuff on the internet, that's the case. A lot of it you take with a grain of salt. But I read over this, and I usually don't do videos like this, but after I read over this, it made me angry, and I do believe there is some truth to all of this. So I'm going to go over this and give you my thoughts, and it starts with after director Colin Trevorrow was let go of the film, episode 9. So here we go. After Colin had left the project, Rian Johnson was immediately Lucasfilm's top choice to take over. However, Iger and Horn weren't impressed with The Last Jedi and thought it was a step down from The Force Awakens. This prompted Iger to personally offer Abrams the gig. JJ was not a fan of The Last Jedi. Actually, that's putting it gently. He absolutely loathed TLJ and has some serious beef with Rian Johnson. He only came back if he could have complete creative control and wouldn't have to compromise with Kennedy or the Lucasfilm Story Group. JJ's first move was to consult with George Lucas on the story for Episode 9. They came up with a story that had strong connection to the Clone Wars TV show, which featured the Dagger of Mortis and Matt Smith as the son of Mortis, which would have been the film's antagonist. The story also used many elements from George Lucas' unused sequel trilogy treatments. Disney really wanted this movie to be another Force Awakens in the sense that it will unite all fans and be at least initially universally loved. After Solo's flop at the box office, TLJ backlash, and decline in Star Wars merch, it was paramount for Disney that Episode 9 be a success with fans. They did not want another Last Jedi on their hands. The film's direction changed radically around midway of principal photography. JJ told the Disney executives that the film wouldn't satisfy and unite all fans. This is where the studio meddling began, which led to the second abandonment of George Lucas's ideals. Nearly every story detail from the initial script was either completely abandoned or bastardized. Palpatine was always to have a presence in the movie, but not alive or as the main villain. The main villain was to be the son of Mortis. Disney feared that the general audiences would be alienated as they wouldn't know who the son of Mortis was, which would make the movie harder to market, and this led to the choice of replacing the son with Palpatine, and Matt Smith was completely removed from the movie. Disney ordered extensive reshoots that went on throughout the year leading up until early October. J.J. Abrams was not happy with many of the changes that Disney made to The Rise of Skywalker. I don't know the specifics, but let's just say he isn't at all pleased with the final product. Essentially, the majority of the movie was reshot and reconfigured this year at the same time, leaving a ton of important scenes on the cutting room floor. I don't have any more new details on the making of The Rise of Skywalker other than that, but I'm hoping that this post gets people with better sources to give out more details. With all that being said, there are some things we can ascertain from this. One is that Bob Iger and J.J. Abrams seem to not like The Last Jedi or Rian Johnson. As somebody who is part of the Fandom Menace or supports the Fandom Menace as I do, that's interesting to me. I don't know if that's true. That might be just a little wish fulfillment on some people, but it sounds like maybe they were dismayed with what Rian Johnson and The Last Jedi did. And if you've seen The Rise of Skywalker, you know that they did do some retconning of The Last Jedi. So that could be true. Second thing we see there is that the meddling of the movie started once J.J. Abrams mentioned that this movie will not please all the fans. Well, if you look at some of the recent interviews J.J. Abrams have been doing, he's been stating this a lot. After the movie came out, that you're not going to please everybody. One fans are right, the other fans are right too. No matter, on both sides. He's even brought up the Phantom Menace one time. So that part probably true. And, he might have mentioned that because, going into a Star Wars film, I agree with that. You're not going to be able to please everybody. And he probably knew that. He probably knew that. And another thing we see here is that, once again, George Lucas' ideals were tossed. What does this studio have against George Lucas? George Lucas is the creator of Star Wars. If anything, you should be using his knowledge to help tell a better Star Wars story because he knows Star Wars inside and out. He created the thing. And I don't care what anybody said. I like the prequels. I like the original trilogies. I like the Clone Wars. And I think he did a great job on all of them. Yeah, not everything in them is great. Not everything is, what you want to do. But at the end of the day, I like them all. I think they're great. So I think J.J. Abrams might have known that as well, and I think George Lucas definitely is a source that needs to be tapped. So, and also we see here that Matt Smith was hired to play the son of Mortis in this film. If you go back and look, you can see that Matt Smith was actually hired to be in The Rise of Skywalker. There are legitimate reports from this from legitimate sources, Variety being one of them. They reported that Matt Smith was going to be part of The Rise of Skywalker, and he's joining the cast during filming, which leads credence to that maybe he had a pretty big or important role in the film. Then later on, we get reports months later saying that Matt Smith is not part of the movie, and that even Matt Smith himself told this reporter that he is not part of the Rise of Skywalker in any way, shape, or form. And also, people just kind of didn't believe him. They thought he was keeping a secret. And like I said, a lot of the information was being reported that Matt Smith was officially joining the movie, and he never denied it in any way, shape, form, and neither did any of his representatives or anybody at Disney. Nobody denied that he was part of the film, and he just kind of quietly disappeared. So I do think that leads credence to maybe that Matt Smith was to play the son. And also, if you watch like the beginning, full context here, I have not seen the whole movie of Rise of Skywalker, but I know most of it, and from the leaks and the spoilers, and I've seen like the first 20 minutes of the film. But like that first 20 minutes of the film, when Kylo is going to the Emperor, and the Emperor tells him he's been the voice in his head for all of his life, and he goes, he does Snoke's voice, he does Vader's voice, and he goes back to the Emperor. Well, if you've ever watched the Mortis trilogy from the Clone Wars, the son, who is the embodiment of the dark side, is very powerful. He actually speaks to Anakin in various Sith voices, from Darth Maul to Anakin's own voice to the Emperor's voice.
It's true what they say. You are the chosen one. Join me. Together we can change the balance of the universe. My friend.
You must know, I will never join the dark side willingly.
How simple you make it. Light and dark, as if there is one without the other. Aligned, you and I can restore balance wherever we go. Peace to the universe.
By becoming a Sith. Never!
We will destroy the Sith and the Jedi.
And he does this in his mind. So, I'm just saying that I believe some of this is true, some of it is real, and I believe that Kathleen Kennedy and Rian Johnson are just destroying Star Wars, and I don't know what the problem is with Luke and all this, and I kind of actually feel bad for J.J. Abrams. I mean, granted, he didn't turn in a great work, but that could also be because of meddling, as we come to find out. So this once great franchise was brought to its knees, and with the box office opening, I know Rise of Skywalker opened at 176 million, but that's like the lowest Star Wars of like the main Star Wars, and it got a B+ cinema score, which is not very good actually, and I just think that something went wrong there, and some of this could be true, and a lot of it is to do with the way the fans were treated, and the Disney's and Kathleen Kennedy's and Rian Johnson's piss poor handling of the franchise. And maybe we needed somebody with a bigger set of balls than J.J. Abrams to come in and be like, hey. And I think Colin Trevorrow could have did that, but he had to do what he had to do as well. So this is my thoughts on this. There you have it. I laid out to you. Please, let me know what you think down below. Please like, dislike if you didn't like this video. Please share it if you liked it. Please subscribe and hit that bell for notifications. Like I said, please comment below. Let me know what you truly think. Did you like The Rise of Skywalker? Do you like the Disney trilogy? Do you think any of this is true? Do you think J.J. Abrams' movie that he had planned and with George Lucas was meddled with, and we got The Rise of Skywalker out of that? Let me know. Seriously, I want to know below. Let me know. I thank you for watching. Please follow me on Twitter at FanZcene. I have links in the description below for anything that I put down there for you guys to find out. Like my merch. Shameless plug. But, it is what it is. Godspeed. And have a great day, morning, afternoon, evening, night, wherever you may be.